Alrighty. Well, I said I wasn't going to do it again, and I'm not.
So this is the countdown timer to the September equinox. 45 days, 14 hours and 31.
What I'm doing instead is using this device to record my laptop, because the last time I did it, I lost a really good video because my stupid phone has decided to be indoctrinated by Jesuits or something. Yeah, that was a bit of a... Anyway, let's carry on and listen to this wanker.
Now, I have already posted my Equinox Challenge video several weeks ago. The first prize is a Nikon P1000 to the winner, and the contest requires you to use a physical model to demonstrate why the Equinox sun angle and also why the Equatorial Mount polarized directly and not the sun moving above the flat Earth from Sydney, Australia with a single Before this challenge,
You must use a physical model.
Short clip, which is part of this video by Chef Solis, that was produced for a previous Equinox challenge, and he shows very clearly, using an animation, why an equatorial mount...
What about your physical model that we must use?
And not possibly track the sun
Wanker.
moving in circles above a flat Earth. And furthermore,
Let's make him
he
full
has
screen, eh?
links to the program itself, Blender, and also the model that he uses in his demonstration. So if you're interested in the program and playing with his model, and I will put links.
I'm sure you love playing with his model, Wolfie.
So in this part of the video, I want to expand on one aspect of the Equatorial Mount that flat earthers seem to be neglecting completely. Since my last video, I have read a number of comments by flat earthers, again stating with words that the Equatorial Mount works on a flat Earth. Now,
Hold on a
that's not
second.
the case. And
Let me just pause it there for a moment. You haven't read shit from me, mate. I'm like the flat earther when it comes to the people responding on your channel most of the time, because you fucking block us all, you fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry I'm using that sort of language, but yeah, it gets my blood boiling just that little bit. So I will try to refrain from using such Queen's English from here on in, but for mothers and fathers' sake, stop sprouting crap about flat earthers when every single one who gives you a genuine response to your videos, you go and block us. And then you go and say, nobody has been up to my challenge because I want them to produce a real model. Now here, look at this CGI shit that we've produced just to prove you wrong. I mean, Christ's sake. Father, forgive me for that. Bloody hell. Get with the program, mate.
once again, they are not how it works with the model. But if you're going to make a claim that an Equatorial Mount works on a flat Earth, you need to
Show us on some small CGI, Wolfie.
because we can do that very easily with a globe model. Now, one of the factors that you need to demonstrate on that physical model is the relationship of the polar axis to the latitude, because the elevation of the polar axis from horizontal must match your latitude.
Hang on a sec. Let's go through that again. Latitude is an imaginary line equidistant from the North Pole, which means It's not really straight and flat the way you wish it was. From any position on Earth, it's always at a 66.6 degree tilt if you're aligning it with your Santa Claus polar axis.
At the equator, the latitude equals 0 degrees, and the elevation on the polar-aligned equatorial mount will also equal 0 degrees. For each 1 degree latitude change,
only if you're at sea level.
The change of the equatorial mount also changes by 1 degree. Now, as we move away from the equator, either north or south, every degree of latitude equals 60 nautical miles. So if we move to 10 degrees north latitude or 10 degrees south latitude, we are 600 nautical miles from the equator.
Let me just pause that there for a second. Nautical miles. Nautical miles. Why don't you just use ordinary miles? You know, things that we can measure on the ground. You have to use nautical miles because what makes you sound ooh, I'm a bit clever here. I'm using nautical miles. You know what a nautical mile is? It's exactly like I was saying, when you create a line, a circular line, equidistant from the North Pole, then if you divide that into squares, then the distance from one corner to the next, the shortest distance is a straight line, but you're not using a straight line, you're using a circular line. So the straight line would be a normal mile. The circular line, where you're going in an arc, is the nautical mile, which is much further. Now, just because you're travelling a further distance to reach the same position between places doesn't mean you've actually gone a further distance between places. It just means you took the longer route to get there because you're using your stupid compass, and that's why they're called naughty miles.
And at that location, the elevated angle of the polar-aligned equatorial mount will be 10 degrees above the horizontal. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that shortly with a real equatorial mount.
Ooh,
at 45
I'm so
north
excited.
and 45 south latitude, the elevated angle of the equatorial mount will be 45 degrees from the horizontal. And that is a distance of 2,700 nautical miles from the equator, north and south. And at that location, the mount is elevated 45 degrees.
Ooh.
So let's take a look at this
Sounds really
relationship
naughty.
using a real equatorial mount.
The mount is elevated 45 degrees. Oh, here we go.
Equatorial mount. This one is set up
Globe porn.
if it were located on the equator, which is 0 degrees latitude, and therefore we have 0 degrees
Hang on, can you see the
elevation
sparkling
on the
lights?
polar aligned axis,
How
which is
pretty.
horizontal. And that means when
Sexy.
it's rotating about a single axis, it's moving like that.
Oh, that's
So you
so
see
hot.
very clearly that the mount has a latitude scale, with a small pointer there, and it is
Oh my god,
perpendicular to
oh my
zero,
god.
which is 0 degrees latitude, which is how it will be at the equator.
Show me your pen again.
Now, firstly, we'll consider the northern hemisphere only. So,
Yeah,
in this situation,
Oh, this is
pointing in
pen.
that direction is towards the north.
Look
Now,
at the
as we
sparkly
move
lights.
away from the equator, as we commence travelling north,
So
for
sexy.
every 60 nautical miles that we
Naughty
travel
miles.
north of the equator, we have to raise
Oh my god, oh my
by
god.
1 degree. And if we travel
He's touching the
100
knobs.
nautical miles,
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
we have to
Oh.
raise it by 10 degrees.
Oh, God. Oh, Wolfie. Oh, my God, Oh, don't stop. Oh, come on. I was nearly there.
But that's a good starting point. So we are now 600 nautical miles
600.
north of the equator, and that is the orientation.
Oh, come on, show me your sparkle again. Oh, yeah.
So it still rotates
Oh,
about that
that's
single
so hot.
axis when it's tracking objects in the sky.
Track my object.
And we continue as we
Yes.
travel another 600 nautical miles north. We reach 20 degrees north latitude. At that point,
Oh, only 20. Come on, mate. I was hitting for the 45 there for a second.
like this. So you can see it is now pointing
I can see.
degrees up from the horizontal.
You're getting hard.
This is still a
Oh.
single axis of rotation.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That is used to track objects in
Yeah,
the sky.
swing that.
Continuing further, another 600 nautical miles takes us to 30
Yeah,
north
yeah,
latitude.
touch that knob, man. Oh, fuck, yeah. Play with those knobs, Wolfie. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at that.
And we're now 1,800 nautical miles north of the equator.
No way.
Alignment for our Equatorial Mount, still rotating that single axis to track objects in the sky.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Mount set up for 45 degrees north latitude, and that means the polar aligned axis is
Those
elevated
sparkles.
45 degrees.
I want more. Oh, yeah, look at them
At
sparkles.
this location, again,
Fuck
using
yeah.
a single axis of rotation.
Yeah, swing it, baby. Oh,
We can track objects through the sky. So
swing that
at this
mount.
point,
Swing that
we are
mount.
2,700 nautical miles north of the equator, and this is how the Equatorial Mount will be aligned.
Oh, fuck.
North is in this direction.
Oh, there's the pen. The pen. Oh, my God, no. Oh, fuck. I thought it nearly spilt some ink for a second.
From the horizontal, always
Oh.
matches
Oh.
the latitude. And when you're demonstrating how an equatorial mount can work on a flat Earth,
Oh, yeah, work
you
it, baby.
must take this into account. You must take into account the fact that the polar aligned axis matches the latitude,
Yeah.
and that latitude is 69
Oh, my God.
for every degree of latitude. So 10
Oh.
degrees is 600 nautical miles. 45 degrees is 2,700 nautical miles.
Oh, give me more big numbers.
Needs to reflect that when you're demonstrating how the equatorial mount works.
Sparkles, come on. More fucking sparkles.
And you can see
Oh, my God.
I now have the
Oh.
equatorial mount
Oh, yeah, yeah.
in the opposite
Well, yeah.
direction. Because
I
we're
guess
now looking at the
it's only
southern
fair.
hemisphere.
It's
So
time
when
we
you
swap
start
places.
moving south of the equator,
Ooh, south of the equator. You
south
cheeky boy. Oh, oh, there's that pen again.
relevant to your latitude. So again,
Oh,
at 45 degrees south
stop
latitude,
it.
we are now 2,700 nautical miles
Yes.
south of the equator,
Big numbers.
and we have that same 45 degrees.
Fuck yeah.
Once again,
Get it up.
if we were just 10 degrees south of the equator, 600 nautical miles south of the equator,
We wouldn't be quite
the
like.
elevated
Oh,
angle
God.
would simply be 10 degrees. So
Oh.
this really throws a spanner in the works
Yeah.
of the flat Earth.
Don't
because
do that. No spanners, man. Get it
as
up.
you go
Get it
south
up.
of the equator, still matches the latitude.
Latitude.
Except we are facing the mount in the opposite direction.
Face them out in the opposite
From the
direction.
southern hemisphere,
You can do it.
these equatorial mounts
Bend that
still
thing. Swing that
track objects across
motherfucker.
the sky
You
using
yeah.
a single axis of rotation.
Single axis of rotation.
And one of
Oh,
the things
fuck,
I would
we
like to
reversed
see demonstrated
again?
by a flat earther when they're explaining how the equatorial mount works on a flat Earth is the date of the equinox.
Show me your sparkles.
The latitude is
Look at
irrelevant,
those
but I
sparkles.
would like to see
Aren't they
where the
sparkling?
telescope is pointing at local noon, 6 hours later,
Uh-oh.
where it is pointing,
Oh, still got the fucking lens cap on, Wolfie, you
and 6
fuckwit.
hours later, where the telescope is pointing
Oh,
at midnight. So this is something you need to
put me
demonstrate
down.
when explaining
To
how
your
the
wife's
equatorial
ass.
mount works on a flat Earth. So as you just saw in the video, the Equatorial Mount has a latitude scale, and that is used to elevate the
Oh, look.
polar-aligned axis.
He got his wife's
in
tape
relation
measure
to
and put it
your
on the
latitude.
side of his toy.
So any demonstration of how an Equatorial Mount works on a flat Earth must factor in this relationship of latitude to the elevated angle of the polar-aligned axis. For each degree of change of latitude, your elevated angle must change by 1 degree. 1 degree of latitude on your flat Earth model must equal 60 nautical miles, because that is what we have in reality, and that is how we set up our equatorial mounts in reality.
Yeah.
So any attempt to demonstrate how an equatorial mount works on a flat Earth
On a flat
must
Earth.
not neglect this very important aspect of the polar alignment. And in addition to satisfying this requirement, the mount also has to track objects.
You've really lost my buzz now, man.
Using a single axis of rotation from any position on that flat Earth when correctly elevated in accordance to latitude. Now, anybody...
Hang on, I'll let him get talking.
who does this objectively and honestly will very quickly realise that it simply cannot work on a flat Earth. And with that, I'll now play the short clip showing the animation of why.
Oh, and now bow down and suck the cock of somebody else. That's all you do, fucking Wolfie. You've proven nothing. You've just done the biggest fucking wank job for globetards I've ever seen. You proved jack shit. The whole time you had your fucking lens cap on. Yeah. Just as you did when you tried to show how an equatorial map works in your fucking motel room when you show the sun coming up and the sun going down. You didn't track jack shit. You left the fucking lens cap on in this one, and your last one, all you showed was the room lighting up and going dark again. You tracked nothing apart from daylight, which we can all see. If you want to prove something, fucking track something with your equatorial mount and stop speaking bullshit, showing CGI, and you show us a real model. And by that, I mean, fuck the model, show us it happening in reality. You're showing what can obviously be seen from a flat Earth. You sicken me, you fucking dirty dog. Hang on.
Okay, now we see it's working perfectly in the globe Earth, and now we could look what's happening on the flat Earth.
Yeah, good accent, that really helps.
Change to another layer where I'm on the flat Earth.
Make you more authentic.
Right now you see nothing.
Now I see nothing?
Because it's somewhere here, so we have the same thing here.
There we go, another heliocentric centered view.
Here. And if I go to the high noon,
make the whole Earth infinite
the
to start with,
pointing
rather than a disc floating in the sky.
To do this, to
CGI,
to aim at the sun with this telescope on a flat Earth, I need to put the second axis parallel to the surface. I'm also somewhere at the equator.
You watch this.
So it's nearly the same as on the globe Earth.
Oh, really? Nearly the same as on the globe Earth.
Through this telescope on a flat Earth.
Except it doesn't agree with what we want to see.
And now we go and try.
There's a bear in there.
Turn this thing. Okay, well maybe I should show you what. If I hit play on this one, the sun is rotating around.
Okay, let's make up a fake model now
It's rotating around this axis.
without
We
any
have the same
understanding of
constraint
atmospheric
on this. The program
understanding
tries to track the sun,
and
but just
pretending
using one
that the
axis,
sun is just a little
x-axis,
ball.
like the other telescope and the other one.
See, this is what really shits me with all globe earthers, is they don't want to try and understand what the sun is in the first place and what is actually our atmosphere, which the sun shines through before you can even try to comprehend what the sun is, how we see it, and thinking that yes, we've shown some simplistic models at times of a sun doing that rotational thing above us, but the model does not show how the people down here on the ground looking up at it from all the different perspectives are going to see it. It's as though, the best example I can give, you've got a swimming pool. You stand a beautiful long-legged model at the far end of this pool, and it's only a waist deep pool, and you set up a series of whatever 50, 100 photographers around the edge, all the way around, and each one of them takes a picture of her to try and show how her legs look. And every single one of them will have a different perspective of the legs because they're under the water. This is what you're trying to do by looking in a reverse situation up at the sun and thinking that one little position down here, its view of the sun, should match what every other person's perspective of the sun should look like.
Tries its best to track to it, but I think you can always see it. That it has no chance.
And you're looking at it from way the fuck out here.
And if I go inside there, you see it.
Way the fuck out here.
So a little bit movement, the sun comes up and says hello, and it goes again. It just peaks a little moment. So maybe we could edit the situation by moving this to another degree. So we could use a little bit in this direction.
That's why you can't use an Equatorial Mount.
Up, goes too high, goes down. We have nearly no chance.
Because it's moving around us in a circle.
Clear the screen.
Not in the circle related to your 360-degree mount looking up and down at an angle.
No chance to track the sun in the middle of this camera.
Exactly.
Just by rotating it around one axis.
That's why Equatorial Mounts don't work.
The second rotation axis. And I've done the same thing. I'm done with the green part. I've done here with the yellow one.
So why don't you prove
this,
an Equatorial Mount tracking the sun?
The program has the possibility to turn this object
You
around.
say they work,
These axes here,
but you've never shown it.
The blue and the yellow part.
Never shown it.
And we go inside the camera again. And if I activate this constraint, we see the sun is in the middle of this crosshair. But if we go out and look what the telescope is doing, we see two axis simultaneous motion that is necessary to track the sun on a flat Earth.
No, if you think the Earth is that small, the Earth is big. You dumbass. Oh well, there you go. there's Wolfie. I'd almost feel we'd like to make a comment on his video, but it's already got 1,156 comments. But he will spend days on end picking through the comments to find flat earthers who actually answer him and try and discuss things rationally just so he can block them. Let's have a look at the first one here. I'm not going to go through them all. Oh, it was one day ago. Flat earthers will never attempt this or give it any consideration whatsoever. Why, you ask? You can't afford a rig like that on a Taco Bell salary, and they will rely on a YouTube video to tell them the truth. Wow. Fuck me dead. That just says it all, doesn't it? Everything I've said about this slave mentality, that the slaves who are slightly higher up in the order of the slave system, it's like a caste system. They'll just look down upon the lower slaves and treat them like shit because they can, and they're allowed to get away with it because they're slightly higher up in the echelons. The fucking dirty bastards. Nothing has ever changed. Let's look down upon the lowest of the low and ridicule them because of their ability to earn slave wages, and therefore determine that their intelligence is dependent upon how much they conform to the system as a good slave. You dirty fucking prick, Christopher Wilson. Next reply says, Christopher Wilson, if they are really serious about it, they would try to falsify their theory just as real science does. But they know they will come unstuck, so they apply their basic tenet and ignore it. Bunch of cowards, really. Oh yeah. First we get blocked from even responding, and then we get wankers like Vic Thornley saying that we're a bunch of cowards because we're ignoring it. Oh my fucking god. No wonder they censor my videos and delete them. Bill Smith replies to Vic, all then need to do is crank out another model and call it official. Oh, he means all they need to do. They can't even fucking type, these guys. The one guy came up, ooh, I think you mean came up with the figure 8 sun path. So if enough work, they can reverse engineer the whole thing to make it work. Holy shit, that sounds exactly like what the Globe-Tards have done. They reverse engineered the flat earth and find some way to make it work on the globe. They still can't explain how the fucking moon keeps up with us as we're racing through the galaxy at, 2.8 million miles an hour, and the moon just tends to waft around us as it is in front of us as we're racing towards it at 66,600 miles an hour, and as we're racing away from it at 66,600 miles an hour, it just wafts around us as though it's just going the same speed the whole time, because it just back engineers itself. Chris Crowshaw I work Taco Bell, and I know Earth is a sphere. Flat earthers are probably on welfare and have a family tree that doesn't fork. Oh, see? These rude, arrogant, horrible people, all they can do is put people down because of an unfortunate situation. I'd love to have a job at Taco Bell. I'd love to wrap your tacos for you. I'd hardly spit on them that much at all. Christopher Wilson. Mike Crownshaw. Ha ha ha. Oh snap. Good one, girlfriend. Schlibber. There used to be things called public libraries. You could go in, borrow a book on elementary science and read it. Happy days. Yeah, well, these days we have an internet and we don't have to go down to the public library to see what lies you've filed away, to see what things you've printed in your presses. Mike Crownshaw. Schlibber. They died out long ago with Blockbuster Video Store. Oh, well, so now they're telling us to go read a book, but they died out long ago. There are 2 Blockbusters in Alaska, for fuck's sake. Graham Fountain. The fountain of all knowledge. Let's see what his contribution says. Considering the rate that floathers churn out YouTube videos and they all full of ads, I'd hazard a guess that at least a few of them are making serious coin. For fuck's sake. We're not allowed to have a job for 1 second. We have to go and work in Taco Bell and get ridiculed for it. But if we actually work our asses off and make something, oh my god. Serious coin? How dare we? And coins are flat. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. They're also fucking round, you dumb shit Schlibber. Look at it. All of Wolfie's fucking comments are full of shills. Schlibber. They were, but they closed. Let's see what the next one says. Let's see if somebody has a nice comment to say here. I bet all the fluffers claiming the Mount works on a flat earth have never even used an Equatorial Mount. Well, they do cost, like a couple of $1,000. Taco Bell wages don't pay that. But we're unemployed, remember, fucker. No point in explaining to them. You're dealing with a group of people who think flat is a shape. Fuck me dead. That one's got 44 replies. If I read through them, I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm. I'm clicking on these fucking things. I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm. Ben Sutcliffe. Stephen Borkman, technically the earth is flat. Like flatter than pancake, if you scaled the pancake up to the size of the earth. Well, there you go. There's some globe logic for you. Steve Borman. One said on my channel that it works because of the perspective of the local stars or some stuff like that. Facepalm. Bill Smith. Ben, Earth is more like New York style pizza. The edge of the crust is the ice for us. Fuck's sakes, these guys are fucking intellectual geniuses, aren't they? Chris Davidson. It's a Chicago town microwave pizza. That's the only way it can be warm around the equator line but still frozen in the center. Let me read that again. That's the only way it can be warm around the equator line, so in the middle, but still frozen in the center. Okay. He's got 9 likes for that. Ben Sutcliffe says, Chris Davidson, LMFAO, that's so fucking true. So the North Pole can't be frozen in the centre, but warm around the equator. I think you just proved flat Earth, you dickweds. Did I just say dickweds? Yeah, I think they were two dicks that wedded together. Bill Smith, Chris, that's more like it. Maybe we could call it Cheetown model of flat Earth. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, sure, dude. Stephen Borman, yeah, take a stab in the dark at what FE arguments are. Keep up the ignorance, dude. And boo-hoo, it's sad 99% of the world has never heard of an Equatorial Mount. I think, yeah, sure, dude, might actually be a flat earther. So good on you, mate. Try to put a bit of reality into these morons fucking conversations. Oh, look, next one from Rolf. Rolf. Rolling on the floor laughing. Gender. Yes, you, dude. Your ignorance is showing again. God damn. Stephen Bauman. Yeah, shut, dude. If 99% were true, I wasn't speaking of the whole world. I was speaking about Earthers. So that part of your statement has nothing to do with anything. Also doesn't change the fact that flat isn't a shape. Still waiting for that working first model. If you're so confident on the first, put your where your is. Enter the contest. Yeah, man. Fuck. Good on you, Stephen Bauman. That was a really nice contribution. I think I read it in your voice correctly. Mike Crownshaw. Yeah, sure, dude. Where's your first bat? Dome or ice ball? Start there. Duh. Yep, got that one right too. Kit Kenyon. Plus, yeah, sure, dude. Well, you must be quite mature and have a very keen intellect. We can tell by your use of hang on, what's that word again? Enjoys. So it seems as though you claim 99% of people never heard of the Mount. And does that mean it doesn't exist? When clearly it does. Let's read more. How does your supposed fact about 99% of people have anything to do with how such a mount works and doesn't work on the flat Earth? I'll sit back and wait for some more cool Americans. Alright, well, I'm just going to interject here and stop reading comments for a second and say, yeah, I don't think well more than 99% of people have heard about equatorial mounts, but we also haven't heard about the possibility that the Earth might actually be flat without seeing images of ships going over the edge, which we were shown in cartoon books and shit as children. And so that is how we still image it or imagine it with emojis since childhood. So that the fact that at least 1% of the world's population is waking up to the fact that the world is flat is the same argument that you're actually trying to use there. Exactly the same one. Only we're the ones saying that equatorial mounts have got nothing to do with flat Earth reality, as I've already explained. I pretty much should go back, I guess, to the original video from the wolf tit suckler. And redo the one that got lost because of my fucking technology crapped out on me and said there was an error on that video. It's okay. I keep using new technology. I'll keep going. Let's see what the next one says. Kevin D. Flay out is working on the FE map. It's looking good so far. Keep it flat. Ben Sutcliffe says, "Yes, sure, dude. Yes, it is a shame most of the world hasn't heard of an Equatorial Mount. It's a pretty cool device. We're all just prisoners here of our own device." Stephen Borman, Jerome de Rocha. The excuses for flat Earth never end, yet the evidence never begins. See how I don't normally read through this 44 comments, because it's all a bunch of fucking shit. Stephen Borman got back again. Kevin D, I got $50 that's just going to lift an existing projection from Wikipedia's list of map projections. Like that dude who took a Waterman butterfly projection as his model. It won't explain anything we observe. I'll still rely exclusively on Flurspective. It will make untestable assertions that don't predict much of anything. Same old, same old. It'll end up being the heliocentric model, but he will say it's flat. So at least you acknowledge that. That it still works on the flat. Even better without all the bullshit that goes into the heliocentric model. Because you actually believe we're spinning 1,040 miles an hour on our axis, you fucking fanker. Oh, sorry, that was cruel. Let's not talk about how fast we're going around the sun, or how fast the sun is going through the galaxy. Apparently those things don't matter. It only matters how fast we're going around the Earth, because they compensate all the other speeds when you're small-minded enough to believe it's the only one that matters. That's fucking pathetic. Anyway, I'm getting off track here because the Globe-Tards haven't got a chance of keeping up with what I'm talking about there. Rolf Jander comes back. Stephen, maybe the Flat Earth movement will keep refining and tweaking their model until they get to a ball Earth heliocentric one and then say, "See, I told you we would get a working model." Yeah. Apart from those speeds I just mentioned, your model works just fine. On the Flat Earth model, it actually works even better, and you don't have to even try to account for any of those impossible, ridiculous, stupid, nonsensical, unimaginable, impossible. Did I say impossible already? Ridiculous. I'm sure I said that. Speeds that don't exist, aren't detected, and if they did exist, we wouldn't. Harriam, not going to happen. Switching from flat to spherical is the one change they can't even think about, let alone implement. As long as that doesn't change, they're doomed to failure. But hey, what's new? The indoctrination is strong with that one. Steve Bowman says, Rolf Jander. Oh, I thought that was a bunch of crappy poop, but no, it's a thumbs up. Probably that's where he wants to put it to. I've often thought that myself. Mike Crownshaw, oh, he's back again. I would love their explanation of the Perseids meteor showers. I'd love yours. I would love that. Steve Bauman comes back again and says Mike Crownshaw or parallactic angle. Parallactic angle. That's a new one. A new one. Seismic waves. See, I was already reading ahead. Seismic waves. The fact I can't see Isle Royale from my cabin, or anything for that matter. Probably because you're a fucking moron, Stephen. Jeff in Australia. At Bill Smith. Ben, Earth is more like the New York style pizza. The edge of the crust is the ice wall. That's the quote. Let's see what he says. You mean the ice wall is guarded by military forces from all over the world that not a single person has ever seen? Oh, come on, Jeff. Don't let us down. Read more. When the Antarctic coastline is about 17,000 kilometres. That was disappointing. Jeff in Australia? I was hoping for more. Anyway, I'm fucking done. You can see what I mean. The comments from these fucking lame ass motherfucking poofters. They put shit on the flat earth. And yet all they can speak is absolute, unquantifiable, bona fide shit. They're full of it. Absolutely full of it. All the way through. I could read through these comments for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And all I'm going to do is give myself a fucking stroke. Honestly. I had a good laugh at your video, Wolfie. But your fucking pack dog supporters coming around to sniff around the dregs is just fucking pathetic. Get your fucking act together. Try and do an experiment for once in your life where you actually show something. You confirm what you're trying to say. Like, you know, next time you're up in 40,000 feet, 42,000 feet, pull out your